I don't like it. Hello and welcome back to more Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair. The last time, I thought we were in the clear. I thought it was gonna be nice and easy. Nagito was insane. He killed himself, and then we that's it. Game over. But no, every time we think we're out, the game pulls us back in. Because, as it seems, the cause of death was not actually the spear. And while the characters don't know what it is, we do. It was Monokuma's special poison, which instantly vaporized upon being thrown into the crime scene in the form of a firebomb grenade, which everybody had on them, and which Chiaki happened to throw. Now there's a few problems with that, namely the fact that I don't know how. Like, we know it has to be Chiaki because we know she's the one who dies, but the characters have no way of being able to figure out, like, logically discern, outside of taking a shot in the dark, like throwing a dart at at a board and being like, alright, let's see who it is. They have no way to figure out who in the hell it could possibly be. So we're just gonna get started and make the most of what time we have left with Chiaki. I want to die. I'm annoying, but now there's something more for me to say. Anyway, my chest is full of pride now. Unlike Monokuma, as we learned at the end of the last episode. Everyone is united against despair. They're totally awesome. That's why I'm gonna fight too. I will fight the only way I can. I'm gonna show that guy my fearsome retaliation.
That's basically it. So if we're working together, where do we start? With the cause of death missing from the Monokuma file?
Why don't we try removing all our preconceived notions before we discuss this? In the beginning, our discussion advanced by assuming Nagito's death was caused by the spear. It's better to confirm if there are any other possibilities. That's what I think.
Other possibilities?
If something other than the spear killed Nagito, all I can think of is the knife stabbed into his hand.
That would still be self-inflicted.
But it wouldn't be the fatal wound, don't you think?
Well, it could be, if you were left to bleed out for long enough, but also that would still be self-inflicted because we know he stabbed himself, so it doesn't really, that wouldn't really change the circumstances.
If you think the cuts on his legs and left arm aren't the fatal wound.
Are we finished already?
I feel like it's possible that we overlooked something.
Then let's bring up whatever we can think of, one after the other. That might clear some things up.
Exactly. We should cooperate at a time like this.
A fatal wound that wasn't the spear. We don't even know if it actually exists, but if it does, we need to find out what it is no matter what. Me no likey at all. Okay, Monokuma File 5, torture wounds, duct tape, blood on girder, oil lighter, piece of blue paper. I'm gonna go ahead and take a shot in the dark and say it's gonna be Monokuma special poison if we're trying to find out what the cause of death was. What? 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 I just started! What the fuck? What? What do you mean? What? I just started! We just spawned in! What do you mean? What do you mean we failed? We just started! It hasn't even been 1 second! We just started! It's the beginning of the episode! I didn't get to do anything and I already failed? What is this? Why? Okay, game. I see we're already off to a rickety-rocketing good start. Off to a great start, game. What is that? Okay, like, obviously I know what happened, right? Because at the end of the last episode, in case you missed it, we had the most gruesome, the most nail-biting Hangman's Gambit we had in the entire game. And it came down to literally the 1 pixel of health. So I'm assuming what happened is that it wasn't actually a pixel of health, it was I had no health, but in the 1/60th of a second, like the nanosecond of a frame that I had between finishing the word and running out of health, that's like a frame-perfect speedrun trick that I accidentally did that allowed me to escape it scot-free. But then the fact that I had 0 health was stored over into the next gameplay session, which would be the non-stop debate, which is what caused me to fail. But the fact that that is even able to happen, like, I'm not even mad, that's just funny. That is just hilarious that happened. Like, wow, that is so dumb. Oh my god, okay. Wow, that's a great way to start this episode off. Okay. Well, let's try that again, shall we, folks? Wow, oh my god, that was Wow, that was quite a way to get me sucked back into this. I was not expecting that to happen so soon. Okay. Oh, I can speed this. Oh, I did not know that I could speed this up too. That's good to know for the future. Okay.
Let's consider a different fatal wound.
It's not the knife in his right hand, right? It's not the other wounds, right?
With all those wounds, maybe he simply bled to death.
There's no way he burned to death.
Was the cause of death something that cannot be seen?
Now you're getting
I
it.
agree with that.
I am really gonna miss all these skill points when we start up Danganronpa 3.
That's it. I totally forgot about that possibility. If the cause of death was something we can't see, then we have to consider poison as a possible method.
It is true that poison is not something we can see, but why did you bring that up all of a sudden?
I remember, when I went to investigate Nagito's cottage, I discovered something really strange. Inside the refrigerator, I found a bottle of Monokuma's special poison.
Poison?
Additionally, it's a poison made specifically for killing. I see. Now that you mention it, there's no way a toxin like that doesn't relate to the case at all.
If poison was the cause of death, it would not leave an obvious wound on Nagito's body.
However, it's common for blood blotches to appear on a body that's been poisoned.
I see. You sure seem to know a lot about medicine.
What does that mean?
But, even if blood blotches appear, if the body was already covered in blood, there's no way we'd notice them easily, right?
Did he wound his body just to camouflage them?
That's also a possibility.
But still, both of Nagito's hands were full. So how would he drink poison?
He wouldn't have to drink it, he could just inhale toxic gas.
His hand was tied up and gripping the spear, and his right hand had a knife stuck in it.
Hey, Hajime, this might be a good time to tell them that this particular poison happens to instantly vaporize, which would be easy to achieve given the fact that it was 100 million degrees in that room or whatever was caused by the fire. So he wouldn't have to drink it, he wouldn't have to consume it, he would just have to inhale it through his
It was
nose.
a slow-acting poison. It is possible he consumed it in advance.
No.
The warning label on the bottle explicitly states the effect is instant.
Oh, that you tell them. You leave out the part about how it vaporizes instantly, but...
And it's impossible. Both his hands were full just before he died.
And this is when the hardtail appears.
I'm gonna just move on and pretend you didn't say that.
Totally overvaluing that tail.
His mouth was covered with duct tape, you know. If he wanted to drink poison, how'd he get it past his lips?
Are you people unaware of the fact that you can inhale toxic gas? Why do you think gas masks exist?
It might be impossible. Just kidding. It's not like we're out of possibilities yet.
Are there any left?
Hell no. No matter how you slice it, he was totally killed by that spear.
Since we've already ruled out so many possibilities, it might be easier to think about what really killed him.
Has that not been what we've been thinking about the whole time?
Operation Elimination Method. The hint should be written on the poison's warning label.
Thanks, Chiaki. I never would have guessed it. The way the poison entered Nagito's body, the answer was written on the warning label. I should think carefully and try to remember it. What minigame are we doing now? Oh, my favorite. My favorite. Logic dive. Alright, let's get ready to hold the controller in a weird way. Ooh, only 2 questions this time. Interesting. Okay, well, let's hope that, I mean, at least these obstacles have already spawned and I don't have to worry about them just suddenly popping in out of thin air, unlike that one was my fault. I turned too early. That one was my fault. See, I don't mind when I lose time because I make mistakes, but when things just suddenly pop out of the ground with no apparent warning, or when I fall through the geometry of the map, then I start to get a little annoyed, just a tad though. Question 1, alright, that was easy enough. Which state was the poison when affected Nagito? It was in a gaseous state. Okay, that was a risky jump, but we still made it somehow. Interesting. Alright, this is probably the easiest logic that I had to open my mouth and talk. I had to open my mouth and talk. I'm like, hey, this isn't so bad. This is a really good logic dive. And then the game's like, oh, what's that? They're praising us for being a competently designed minigame? Well, we can't have any of that shit. Quick, on with the randomly spawning prisms. There we go, problem solved. Thanks, game. You can't... Every time you're ready for me to give you some points, you're just like, well, we can't have any of that. We can't be getting points here. Oh, God, okay. And I see we're still on track with the falling through the floor thing again. Falling through the floor, so much fun, don't you know? Like, let's try going this way this time. Maybe this will be an easier route to take than that other way. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, at this point we're just trying anything. And question 2, final question. How the poison enter through his nose? Go, made it, easy. Easy mode. Now, do we have a straight shot to the end, or do we have a couple of obstacles to get through? Hopefully, it's a straight shot. It is not a straight shot to the end, but hopefully it's not too far away, because I am just about done playing Logic Dive for today. Keep going. Almost there. Please. Please. Okay, that looks like the victory tunnel. What is that? Who put that there? What rocket scientist put that ramp there? Who put a ramp there? Who put a ramp into the level that leads you to a bottomless pit? Who did that? Who wrote that? Who did that? Okay. At least it's over now. If we're lucky, we'll only have one more logic dive to do. If it's like the first game, the final try will only be one section, which means we'll only have one logic dive to do.
Inhaled?
It's written on the poison's warning label. Dangerous when vaporized. In other words, breathing in the gas is fatal.
Poison gas! Then all he had to do was breathe it in through his nose!
Breathe that poisonous gas inside the warehouse? But if poisonous gas had spread throughout the warehouse, why didn't it kill us?
Ever hear of this little thing called hydrolysis?
I see.
I mean, I'm not surprised that he can't figure this out for
The
himself.
sprinklers in the warehouse. Thanks to those, we didn't inhale that poison gas.
But it's like Kraswich, this is basic stuff right here. I didn't even think to mention it because it just never entered my realm of thought as something that we'd have to take into consideration because it's just so blatantly obvious. It's like if someone said, "Hey, let's all go for a walk outside," and then I'm like, "Oh, that's a great idea. Let's all go for a nice leisurely walk outside. You know, it's a nice day. We'll go for a walk today." And then someone says, "Wait, won't we float up into the sky?" And then I'm like, "Why would you ever assume that?" And he's like, "What? But why wouldn't we?" And then I'm like, because there's this thing called gravity. Gravity keeps us rooted on Earth. It's like, it's such an obvious thing that I wouldn't even think to account for because it's just so blatantly obvious to anybody with a brain. Like, obviously, the sprinkles will prevent you from inhaling it.
Well, this was also written on the poison's warning label.
Of course! Hydrolysis! The chemical bonds that form the poison were broken down by the water from the sprinklers!
Also, the poison is apparently denser than air, so it probably didn't affect us because we were standing.
But Nagito was laying down, so he must have breathed in a whole bunch of it, huh?
If it meets the requirements that well, maybe it's not just a possibility anymore.
Yeah, the true cause of Nagito's death was poisoning. The wounds on his body, the spear in his stomach, it was all to keep us from learning the truth.
So what?
Huh?
We figured out that Nagito died from poison, but so what?
So that changes everything, Kazuichi.
In the end, it doesn't change the fact that he committed suicide, right? Then enough already.
What? What? How do you... How have you arrived at that conclusion? We don't know how the poison... Well, I mean, I know, but you all have no way of knowing how the poison entered his body. You have no evidence supporting the fact that he did it.
Nagito inhaled the poison he prepared and died. Yeah, that still sounds like a suicide.
You just established that his hands are tied up. How could you... That would mean he would have to have at least one limb free to release the gas, but he obviously didn't.
Well, with this, we have a clearer picture. We've also determined the true cause of death. All right. All the mysteries should be solved now.
No!
With the voting time, right?
Because that changes nothing. Okay, the whole point of us doing this is to actually vote for the right person and not all die. But, which means that the fact that our answer to who, our decision as to who to vote for was not changed at all by that. I don't know why you think we've made any progress at all, because under the logic you've arrived at, we would still be voting for Nagito, which would still be the incorrect choice.
Well,
But what? There's still more?
I mean, not all the mysteries have been solved yet. In the end, Nagito's motive is still unclear. Did he commit suicide just so he could kill every last one of us? Was that really his motive? So, like, that's the thing. we can assume that because he only had one of those little plastic seal things from 2 episodes ago, which means that he only he didn't intend for all of us to unleash the poison. He just wanted one person to do it. So I'm guessing his goal was cause Chiaki to pick up the bottle with poison in it and throw it into and have her be the one to actually poison him, therefore exposing her, therefore ensuring her execution, and therefore eliminating the traitor from our lives. The only problem with that, aside from the fact that she's on our side, is that he has no way of guaranteeing that outside of being like, hey, I'll put it in the blue bottle because blue's her favorite color or something like that, which doesn't even work because they were all the same color of bottle, but something like that I don't know how you could have guaranteed that she would pick the one with I have no idea. I have no logical reason as to how anybody could possibly guarantee that would happen. Is that really okay?
What happened? There's no reason to wonder about that stuff anymore, you know.
Do you really not realize that it's impossible for him to have unleashed the gas himself? Nagito's malice. Is this really okay? Can we really finish this here? No, that can't be.
An accomplice.
Chiaki, what did you just say?
If Nagito committed suicide by inhaling poison that he brought, then why wasn't there anything that looked like poison at the crime scene?
Anything that looked like poison?
And now, finally, someone with a brain speaks up.
If Nagito brought poison to the warehouse, it's strange that we couldn't find it there.
If Nagito really brought poison to the warehouse, then the thing that would have been left behind is the container.
I see. Are you talking about the container the poison was kept in?
Yeah. If Nagito brought it, it's strange we couldn't find that container anywhere.
You can't carry around poison without putting it in a container?
Akane, how do you think... Never mind.
Yeah, it was written on the warning label.
The container probably melted in the fire.
It's probably plastic or glass, right? There's no way it'd completely incinerate. Even the plastic fragments of the fire grenades we used to put out the fire didn't completely burn up.
Then, does that mean someone got rid of the container?
Nope, it's still there in all its glory.
That's why you mentioned an accomplice.
That is impossible. I mean, an accomplice? It is just too...
Like, does that really matter all that much? I mean, even if he had an accomplice, it doesn't change the fact that Nagito still committed suicide.
You're right. Someone might have accidentally took it away from the crime scene.
How do you accidentally take away vital evidence from a crime scene?
You're right. You're totally right.
No!
That's totally
No, it's not!
Isn't it okay to close this case yet? I'm not in the mood for unexpected twists.
People, you have brains. Please use them. I don't want to hurt anyone. I don't want to get hurt anymore by hurting someone else. Everyone's tired of doubting everyone else. I also feel that way. That's why I want to just rule this as Nagito's suicide. If I do that, nobody has to get... No. Doing that means that everybody here gets hurt because it's not his... But, that's no good.
I feel like Nagito is seeing through us. By calling this Nagito's suicide, we're trying to take the easy way out so we don't hurt anyone else. But if Nagito was here right now, he'd probably be sneering at us. He'd probably say something like, "So that's the extent of your hopes."
So Nagito's ghost is whispering to you, huh? The power of friendship bursts beyond death, huh? A fiery outcome like this is right out of a teen manga. Still, that's pretty messed up.
Shut up! You just be quiet.
I get what you're saying, but in the end, the reason he died is still the same as before, right? Even if we solve this mystery, the conclusion won't change at all.
I mean, it'd be a suicide regardless, right?
Even if there really was an accomplice, is there any reason we should take the time to figure out who it is? Like Fuyuhiko said earlier, it is possible that somebody accidentally...
Do you know what the word accidentally means?
I just can't imagine ending this by turning our backs on the truth.
It's fine, okay? There are some things we're better off not knowing.
You realize that if you get this wrong, you all die, right?
You probably just didn't notice it. Like maybe the container was hiding with the fire grenade fragments.
I'm glad it took you that long to figure it out, Hajime. What is this feeling just now? Even though it was brief, it was like a strong flash of light running through the back of my head. Maybe what Akane said just now might be a new clue. From there, I might be able to... The sad part is that might be the most subtle clue, or the subtle hint in the right direction that this game has offered so far. I'm honestly kind of impressed that they went that subtle, which isn't even saying a whole lot. The way Nagito brought the poison, which means the thing he used as a container was... Okay, well now you're veering back into the standard Danganronpa level of... Oh no, not this again. Okay, check the words. Yep, still says fire grenade. Oh, and we're already back at it again. Okay, give me an eye. Give me... Why does that just happen? Sometimes it just suddenly gets spawn killed for some reason. I don't know. Okay. Give me an eye, please. I need an eye. Why aren't you giving me an eye? You're not being nice to me. You've given me every letter under the sun, except there it is. Give me that. Nice. Okay. Now I need an R, which you are so kind to give to me right here. Okay, now we're cooking with gas. And okay, E. Give me an E. This is not quite as frantic as the other one was, but it's also early stages, so I'm not gonna count my chickens before they hatch just yet. Get out of here. Nope. Give me an E. I've yet to get an E. What? Every letter, every single one except the letter E. There it is. Give me that. Thank you very much. And now we need a G, which is thankfully right here. Okay, I'm getting the hang of this. I am very, like I said, this is probably my favorite minigame in the entire game, which isn't, again, doesn't have a lot of great competition, but still, it's still, even just on its own, not stacked up against the other ones. This is a really fun minigame. Oh, you were very, very kind of me to give. Oh no. Actually, this is fine. Because those lined up nicely. Even just on its own accord, it's a really, really fun minigame to play. And we're just one letter away from victory. And of course, it's neither of those, because why would it be? But it is this one, and we win! Well, that was so much easier than the last one. What the hell was this difficulty balancing? Not balancing, but pacing, I guess, in terms of difficulty. The last one... if you didn't watch last episode, I recommend at least going to like the last 10 minutes or whatever to see me play the final Hangman's Gambit. That was pain and agony. There were like a million letters on the screen in every goddamn opportunity that we, as you saw at the beginning of this episode, barely scraped out of alive. So, I don't know. I mean, that was much easier, but also still a blast.
The fire grenades. Nagito put the poison inside one of the fire grenade canisters and transported it to the warehouse.
He used one of the fire grenade canisters?
Well, he didn't, but we did.
Yeah, the container with the poison in it wasn't secretly taken away by someone. Instead, it was in a container that didn't need to be taken away in the first place. As long as he put the poison in the same container he brought to the warehouse.
Yeah, but see, this is what I mean. Look at how many, there's 15 bottles there. 15 fire canisters, or fire grenades, or extinguishers, whatever the hell you want to call them. There are 15 of them right there. How could he possibly have guaranteed that Chiaki... Okay, first of all, how could he have possibly guaranteed that we would pick up the one that had the poison in it? Number two, how could he give guaranteed that Chiaki was the one to pick it up? That's where I'm stuck.
Grenades we used, so there's no need to dispose of the container later.
Bastard. He totally knew we were gonna throw those fire grenades.
Which means, did Nagito exchange the contents of a fire grenade?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, that has to be it.
When I first discovered those fire grenades, I tried to study them a little bit, but the canister was completely sealed shut by a layer of aluminum underneath the lid.
You just have to peel off that seal and swap the insides, right?
That is true, but there was no sign he was even at the break room.
But there is some evidence that he tampered with fire grenades.
Hold on. Did you say aluminum?
Hajime. Could it be?
If so, then there's no mistake. Nagito definitely swapped the contents of one of the fire grenades.
Seriously? That's impossible. Miss Sonia just said so right now.
And therefore, her logic is impermeable.
Sonia's words are proof that the poison was swapped with the contents of a fire grenade.
Huh?
Sonia's words contain a clue that the contents of a fire grenade were swapped with the poison, and that clue is the piece of blue paper that we found.
I can prove it with this. Take a look. We found this under Nagito's bed when we were investigating his cottage.
Huh? That's just a piece of trash.
No, that is not just a piece of trash. The seal I saw on that fire grenade matched this. It is the same aluminum.
You found the aluminum seal under Nagito's bed?
There's more. That's not the only thing we found in Nagito's room. We also found a gas mask and gloves under his bed, too.
Did he use those when he put the poison inside the fire grenade?
It's a dangerous poison after all. He took extreme caution when swapping it.
So what's the issue? Nagito put the poison in the grenade canister, brought it with him, breathed it in, and died, right?
Kazuichi, I know it's hard for you, but please, use a single brain cell before you talk. Please, I'm begging you.
So in the end, he still fucking committed suicide. Enough already!
Please, use a single brain cell before you open your mouth.
You're right.
No, don't listen to
The
him!
canister wasn't thrown away. Then it just means that there wasn't an accomplice after all.
Who threw the fire grenades into the room, you idiot? Who threw the fire grenades into the room? One of us, which makes one of us the murderer.
See, I told you. The conclusion is still the same. Nagito committed
What?
suicide. End of story.
No, what are you doing?
I admit that there wasn't an accomplice. That was just my misunderstanding.
You're right.
In actuality, the truth is even more horrifying.
What did you say?
Hey, what are you planning to say now?
What the hell? Do you still want to keep going?
If you insist on saying stupid things, then yes, we kind of have to keep going.
Is this not settled? There is no denying that Nagito's death was a suicide.
Yes, there is!
No, it's not.
Chiaki?
I'm sorry, but I just realized it.
Realized what?
We know Nagito used the grenade canister to store the poison. So when was it deployed in the warehouse? When did Nagito breathe in the poison? When I thought along those lines, that's when I realized it.
The horrifying truth?
It probably happened at the same time.
The moment the fire grenades were brought and the moment Nagito breathed in the poison were the same. Could that same moment be when we all threw the grenades?
Are you saying it was when we all threw the fire grenades?
Yeah, I think so. When we all threw the grenades to put out the fire in the warehouse, the poison was deployed, and it converted to poison gas and killed Nagito.
If that is true, then the person who brought the poison and spread it was...
One of us.
What the heck?
One of us threw the poison grenade that killed Nagito?
Hold on a sec. Then Nagito was...
It would mean he didn't kill himself.
Yeah, maybe you should have thought before you opened your big fat mouth, Kazuichi.
You said so yourself. You said Nagito committed suicide.
Yeah, and then new information came to light which proved our theory false. This is how the logical deductions work.
Then who killed Nagito?
You mean, who's the actual killer, right?
Do you know?
Who prepared the poison fire grenade that killed Nagito?
First to prepare the poison fire grenade was Nagito.
I see. It was Nagito, obviously. We just discussed this a few minutes ago.
Then who set the warehouse fire that caused one of us to throw the poison grenade?
That would be Nagito. Because he's the one who set up the stupid, the lighter with all the Monokuma panels.
That was also Nagito.
Hey, how many times are you gonna ask the same damn question?
The next question will be my last. Considering all the facts up till now, why did Nagito set the warehouse on fire?
He set it on fire so that to force someone to make someone throw the poison. There's just one problem with that. There's no way he could have guaranteed that Chiaki would grab the one with poison, let alone guarantee that anyone would take the poison in the first place.
Set the warehouse on fire just so we'd have to throw the fire grenades?
He set the fire just so we'd put it out? Why'd he do that?
It was a trap.
A trap?
Preparing the poison. Creating a reason for us to throw the poison. It was all a setup by Nagito. It was all a trap to make one of us throw the poison grenade.
Seriously, I'm asking you who threw it.
That's the problem, Akane. We don't know. There's literally no way we could possibly figure this out. I have no idea what the game is gonna do to explain this. Because, like, I know what his plan, his motive would be, logically, which would be to expose the traitor. Which would mean he would be trying to force Chiaki to pick up the one with poison and have her be the one to throw it at him. But that doesn't follow logically. Because there's no way he could have guaranteed that.
I don't know. The person who threw it probably didn't know either.
Huh? Could it be? Was that Nagito's trap?
This wasn't an intentional murder. This was a murder that Nagito forced someone to do. And for that reason, he put the fire grenade that he filled with poison with the other grenades. Setting up a murder nobody can solve. That was Nagito's true goal.
What? What the hell?
Nagito did not commit murder. Instead, he manipulated someone else into killing him?
To do that, he set a trap to force someone to kill him. The poison grenade and the fire were traps. That's why the curtain was the fire's origin point. All the fire grenades we threw at the curtain shattered once they fell to the floor. Because of that, Nagito, who was laying face up on the floor, was able to breathe in the dense poison, and then...
Hold on! If that's true, you can't say the poison was the cause of death.
That's the other thing, like, we don't... I don't, because the poison might have... We don't... This is... I'm at a loss for words. Because we don't know... We know nothing. The Monaco file is useless, because it doesn't tell us when the cause of... how fast the poison acted in comparison to... Like, what happened first? Because they both would have happened instantly. The poison would have... He would have inhaled the poison, and the spear would have stabbed him in the stomach. We don't know what happened first. And we don't know how he could have guaranteed... Like, okay, if I was on this team, and we got to this point in the conversation, I would probably... I would say, let's all vote for Chiaki, because at this point, I would have figured out that she was the traitor, as is demonstrated by this LP. So at this point, I'd be like, oh, hey, Chiaki's the traitor. Okay, so I guess we'll just run with that for now. And I would be like, clearly his goal was to expose the traitor. So, I don't know how he did it, and we're clearly never going to figure out how he did it. So all we can do, because, like, our choices are vote randomly and hope we don't die, or vote based on what little logic we have and hope that it works. They're both taking chances, but one is a significantly less risky chance than the other. So, yeah, I would say, like, hey, if she's the traitor and he was trying to expose her as the traitor, then he must have figured out a way in order to get her to throw it. And we're clearly not going to figure out what the way is, so let's just take our chance and hope for the best.
It might be the poison's fault he let go of the spear, but the actual cause of death could be either one.
Even so, the poison is what caused him to let go of the spear.
That's right! Nagito's killer is the one who made him breathe the poison!
Okay, so at least... Fine, okay, so at least that ambiguity is gone. So we know definitively that it is... That Chiaki would be the one we need to vote for, which means that I would absolutely... But convince everyone we need to vote for Chiaki.
Fucking serious?
That was his trap all along. Even the wounds all over his body. It was all to mess with the evidence for what actually happened. His true goal was creating a murder that nobody can solve. He wanted to prove to us there are mysteries that just can't be solved with educated guesses.
He probably expected
Well,
that his fake suicide
no.
would be found out.
If that was his goal, then that's dumb, because my theory that Chiaki is the one who threw the poison is nothing more than an educated guess. It's me using the knowledge that I have to guess that she would be the one who was forced to throw it. But the previous cases were solved with facts, factual information, and objective truths that we arrived at with evidence and reasoning and logic. Those educated guesses and factual reasoning are not the same thing, so if that was his goal, he failed colossally.
After all, a mystery that can be solved is destined to be solved in the end. However, he also prepared a mystery that couldn't be solved. As you solve mysteries and bolster your hope, a huge mystery comes along and slaps you in your faces. For those of you who believe there are no unsolvable mysteries, that is when you finally taste despair. Meaning, he used all of the prior class trial verdicts to prepare this trick. not all mysteries can be solved. Such a devious trick he played on you.
That's totally messed up.
It is my fault. Because I told you all about the fire grenades. I am so sorry.
No,
This
that's
won't be a killer.
that's a doubly dumb idea.
That's not the fucking issue here. It's not Miss Sonia's fault. This is all Nagito's doing.
But what should we do? How can we even figure out who the killer is?
Technically speaking, you can't, which is why this mystery is, well, this case is, without a doubt, the most cleverly constructed one yet. But if I were on this team, your only option now is to vote Chiaki.
Impossible.
Impossible?
Nagito wanted to create a scenario where we couldn't make a decision. That's why we're at an impasse.
However, Monokuma also does not know who the killer is, right?
That's right. There's no way he'd be able to figure that out with just his surveillance cameras. If Monokuma doesn't know, this trial doesn't count. Isn't that right?
You know, I don't actually need stuff like cheap-ass surveillance cameras or whatever. I know perfectly well what's happening on this island at all times. I know you used the bathroom 3 times yesterday, Sonia. And one of those visits seemed to take a while.
Please stop! I will never become queen!
Okay then. Oh my god,
Such an
Kazuichi!
awful power.
Get a grip on yourself, man.
So, of course this trial still counts. Do your very best to guess who the killer is.
Yes, he says. How the hell are we supposed to do that?
Because it's literally a guess, your choices are die or go along with my theory and hope that it works.
Giving up all we can do?
No, it's too early to give up.
Is there any way to figure out who the killer is?
Even though it's just a hunch, it's possible that it's probably... There's one way, I think.
Really?
Hey, is it alright if we look at Nagito's crime one more time from the beginning? I want to make sure my hunch is correct. Hajime, please.
That's right, it doesn't mean the trial's over yet. Even though I don't know who even though I don't know who killed Nagito, it should be clear what kind of trap he set. Then I have to do it, even if it leads to despair.
Got it. Let's do this then.
This is interesting. We're doing the closing argument before we even know how this all turns out. Oh boy. Alright, well, this will be interesting.
Here's everything that happened in this case. The person who actually arranged this incident was the victim, Nagito Komaeda. He kept a specific item inside his cottage that he needed for his plan. Monokuma's special poison, which he brought with him from the Octagon. Using the gloves and gas mask that he got from the military base. Nagito swapped the contents of a fire grenade he took from the plushie factory break room with that poison. When he did that, a specific item was left as evidence, the blue aluminum seal on the grenade. With that, Nagito finished making the poisoned fire grenade, took it with him to the factory, and put it back with the rest of the grenades in the break room. The next morning, Nagito appeared before us and declared that he hid a bomb somewhere. While we were looking for the bomb, that's when Nagito headed over to the goods warehouse. In order to set up a fire, Nagito arranged the Monokuma panels in a line going from the door to the curtain and placed an oil lighter in front of it. From there, Nagito set his insane plan in motion. First, he hung the spear that he took from Nezumi Castle from the ceiling girder by its cord. Then he tied his arms and legs at the back of the warehouse with rope. However, he burnt off the rope on his right arm beforehand. In doing so, he made sure that only his right hand was free, while his remaining arm and legs were tied up. As he gripped the tip of the rope hanging over the ceiling girder with his left hand, he lay down face up, just beneath the dangling spear. But this was just the beginning of Nagito's plan. And first, he covered his mouth with duct tape, and after making sure he was unable to scream, he stabbed himself with the knife multiple times in his left arm and in both of his thighs. Finally, he propped the knife on the plushie and slammed his right hand onto the blade. He didn't just want us to think he was tied up, he also wanted us to think he'd been tortured. Through all this, Nagito never let go of the spear. His plan still wasn't over. In fact, meanwhile, we finally arrived at the plushie factory and found Nagito's message. After seeing his message, we instantly made our way to the warehouse. But that was part of Nagito's plan. We opened the door to the warehouse, which inadvertently started the Monokuma panel domino effect. Panels fell one after another until they reached the lighter, tipped it over, and ignited the curtain. Shocked by the sudden fire, we rushed to the factory's break room to obtain some fire-extinguishing grenades. We then aimed for the fire's origin point, which was the curtain, and unloaded the entire supply. It never occurred to us that one of those grenades was the poison grenade that Nagito had prepared. The poison sank to the floor, instantly vaporizing due to the intense heat, and spread everywhere. The poison gas quickly drifted to the curtain at the back of the warehouse, where Nagito was. Also, Monokuma's poison has a unique quality in which it becomes heavier than air when vaporized. That poison gas completely surrounded the area where Nagito lay face up on the floor. There, Nagito inhaled the poison, and if it didn't instantly kill him, he certainly lost consciousness. Which caused him to let go of the rope in his left hand, and the falling spear plunged into his stomach. This is all the information related to Nagito's plan. His true intention was to set one of us up as the killer. At this time, we still don't know who the killer is, because the killer wasn't aware they killed someone. Try as we might, we cannot reach that truth. In conclusion, the fact that we can't determine the killer's identity this should be the truth behind Nagito's trap.
That's the thing, I don't think it's that simple though. Nagito is insane, he's a terribly written character, and good riddance, but I don't believe that he did this just to make us all die. That doesn't... Like, he contradicted himself every goddamn sentence, but of all the time, with all the times that he has contradicted himself, never once has he stumbled upon a personality trait that says something along the lines of, I want you all to die. So I don't think it'd be that simple. I think it's gonna be something more along the lines of, hey, I wanted to prove Chiaki was the killer, but I have no idea how he could have possibly done that.
How about it, Chiaki? Will that help you figure out who the killer is?
And it's extremely painful to know that she's the one who's leading this charge forward when she's the one who did this.
Just as I thought.
You're saying we just have to vote for someone?
What Hajime said is probably true. That's part of the reason why I thought it was a little strange. Did Nagito really not care who the killer was? He said this to us earlier. That feeling of belief is at the heart of his trick. He believed we'd notice the fire grenades. He believed we'd try to extinguish the flames. And he believed we'd fall into his trap. By believing in us, Nagito was able to put his life-threatening plan into effect.
What do you mean, believe?
And what's wrong with that?
There's one more thing, remember? Something that Nagito believed in from the bottom of his heart. I want you to try to remember what that is.
What Nagito believes in? Well, he definitely did not believe in Hajime. That's for goddamn sure. He's like, oh, you're from the Reserve Coast Department. He didn't... Are you fucking kidding me? No!
Nagito believed in his talent as the
No!
student.
No! You are not! You can't be... Game... If you are going to fucking tell me that this sack of shit... Look at those eyes! Look at them! Look at those eyes! That is the face of a demon. If you are going to fucking tell me that the whole reason that Nagito managed to secure the fact that someone would grab the poison and that someone would happen to be Chiaki, all because Nagito is just the luckiest guy in the world, then you can fuck right the hell off with that bullshit. Oh, you can't be fucking serious. This game wouldn't be that stupid. What am I saying? Of course it would be.
That's not so strange, really. Most of us here have been relying on the same thing.
But, in his case, it was pretty remarkable, wasn't it? It almost seemed like he had blind faith in it.
You're right. The same thing happened when he cleared the final dead room at the funhouse.
And he did the same thing when the first killing happened in the old building near the hotel. He depended on his luck and was able to get clean and do just as he wanted. Yeah, and I'd like to remind you that I criticized this from the beginning. From the start. I said this is such a dumb get out of jail free plot card. And you...
Doesn't have anything to do with the case this time.
He's gonna die because some f***er wins the lottery every now and again.
I just thought it was strange that it doesn't connect to anything. He factored in his belief in us, but for some reason he didn't factor in his own luck. No, there's no way. I mean, this is Nagito we're talking about.
What did he do?
No, he wasn't just after anybody. He probably had a target. A target he was aiming for all along.
A target? Who?
The target's true identity. Even Nagito didn't know it. That's why he relied on being the ultimate lucky student, and incorporated that luck into his plan.
This is so stupid.
As long as he had his luck, he believed the target he was after would pick up the fire grenade.
You mean he left his plan to luck?
Who would write this? Who would ever write this?
He risked his life for that?
He probably risked his life just so his ultimate luck could decide this.
Who is it? Who's the target Nagito was after?
Nope. I don't even have to ask. I should already know what the answer is. He was after the traitor. Also, this game doesn't understand how seconds work because that timer is moving way faster than it should be.
I see. That's it. The traitor. Nagito was after the traitor, huh?
Then he relied on his luck to weed out the traitor?
So stupid. So goddamn stupid.
Nagito didn't know who the traitor was until the very end. All he could do was rely on his own luck.
Then what he said in his video message.
So he was just bluffing.
That's probably true. By that point, his plan should have already been in motion.
And it's just as Nagito said at the beginning. His purpose was to weed out the traitor. If we just believed in what Nagito said, we would have reached the answer much quicker. The reason this took so damn long, was it really because we didn't believe in
He
him?
wanted to out the traitor. He didn't have to go this far and make that person the killer. Damn it! We're all in a huge bind because of that.
It means he wants us to beat the traitor.
By finding out who the traitor is, our hopes will shine even brighter by overcoming that despair. That's something he'd say.
Mon ami, it looks like you've got something you want to say.
I didn't want to open this up.
But you better just keep your mouth shut.
It's because she would know, because she is because out of the two of them, the one who spent the most time, like, Chiaki has spent, the only person of us who's actually spent time to actively try to talk to Monomi, in the first chapter outside the party house or whatever, she spent time with Monomi. Oh, no. She's gonna die because some fucker is lucky. Who wrote this?
And that concludes my argument. Nagito's plan was to make the traitor kill him. What are you gonna do? Are you guys gonna believe me?
He relied on his luck to aim for a target, but he didn't even know who he was aiming for. It sounds way too unbelievable to have actually happened. Hey, game, pointing out the fact that your thing makes no sense doesn't make it make sense suddenly.
The only thing we can do is believe.
If we don't, then we'd just be relying on our luck when we cast our votes.
But even if we do believe, what should we do? I mean, if we don't know who the target is, there's no way we can even vote.
You are absolutely right. It is hard to think the traitor would reveal themselves now.
If, by chance, the traitor revealed themselves during that bomb scare, what would have happened? Would it have stopped Nagito from acting so reckless?
Huh?
But they couldn't help it. Even if they wanted to reveal themselves, they couldn't do it. Because they weren't created to do that.
Chiaki?
What's wrong, Chiaki? Get a hold of yourself!
Oh. Clever game. Very clever game. That's I don't know why I didn't see that sooner. It's the notebook that Monomi said she can't write in. I'm gonna go ahead and take a shot in the dark and say that this is actually Chiaki's doing, because I have to read it again, but the wording seems to line up with someone else who's trying to fit in with everyone else. An AI trying to fit in.
That's why I want you guys to guess.
You want us to guess?
Yeah, I want you to guess.
What? What does that mean?
Who do you think it is, Hajime? Who do you think the Future Foundation sent to infiltrate your group as the traitor?
Why?
A traitor who's not allowed to think that they're different from everyone else.
Why?
A traitor who can only interact with everyone as a traitor.
Why?
Because that's the nature of their existence. They can only exist as a traitor.
Seriously, why?
Who do you think is the traitor? Hajime, please.
As anybody with any level of cognitive thought would be able to figure out at this point, and as I figured out in the second chapter of the goddamn game, and was confirmed by Forgetful God 45, albeit through slightly deceptive tactics, Chiaki Nanami is the traitor.
It's you? Chiaki, you're the traitor?
Please! Hold on!
Aw, you totally guessed right. Just as expected. Yep, you're correct. I'm the traitor. The agent sent by the Future Foundation to hide among you all is me.
Chiaki is the traitor? That is a lie, right? Surely you must be joking.
I'm sorry. It's the truth.
Hey, what are you saying sorry for?
What does this mean? You... Up till now... You've been tricking us?
We were not tricked! After all, we have been working together all this time. We have been helping each other all this time. Chiaki, being a traitor, being a member of that horrifying Future Foundation, that is obviously a lie.
Please, wait! The Future Foundation isn't what you think it is!
Shut the fuck up! We're talking to Chiaki!
What? Fuyuhiko... Manomi says, wait, but you guys are, like, terribly stupid and wrong. Future Foundation is actually the good guys trying to help you. And then he's like, what, you're trying to correct us with facts? Get out of here with your stupid logic. This is a Danganronpa game, remember? Things can't make sense.
I have nothing more to say.
Why?
Because we already know the killer's true identity. So the only thing left to do is vote.
Hold on! We're not satisfied yet!
If you say you are the traitor, please provide an explanation that will help us understand. We cannot vote until we are satisfied. That is what you said earlier, Chiaki.
Hey, if you're really the traitor, why'd you wait till now to reveal yourself?
It's weird, isn't it? Waiting until right now to out yourself.
It's definitely strange, right? Or rather, why was I able to do that? Maybe I wanted to protect everyone, no matter the cost. Hey, Hajime. Can you do me a small favor?
Favor?
I want you to prove to them that I'm the traitor.
Alright, Manomi, give me your notebook. I'll prove
What
it.
are you saying? Why do I have to do that?
I want to explain everything to you guys, but as I expected, that's rather difficult. That's why the only thing I can do is plead with you. I want you to do it. I believe you can prove it.
Whether I can prove it or not, that's not the problem. Don't you understand? You may as well be asking me to kill you. There's no way I can do that.
I'm very sorry, but this is the only way. So please.
God damn it, this stupid game.
Looks like we gotta do what we can. It's not like I believe she's the traitor. There's just no way we can ignore this without confirming it.
If she was just disguised or something, this would have been a heck of a lot easier for us to understand, but...
She's not disguised at all, 'cause Chiaki isn't the traitor.
Monami?
Too bad. I'm not part of the same group as that girl. I don't know anything about that girl at all.
Yeah, that's why I was suddenly getting so defensive and tried to stop her from talking in the first place. Uh-huh.
Hey, are you trying to cover for her like that? You suck!
I've always been alone. I have no friends anywhere. That's why I have no relation to Chiaki whatsoever.
Hajime, you're going to listen to my request, right?
Chiaki isn't my friend. I hate Chiaki so much.
You are so convincing. Manomi and Chiaki's relationship. Proving it here, is that the only way? Yes. And now, oh great. Time for my favorite thing in the world. We get to do my favorites. And we're just gonna go maximum speed because this minigame is broken beyond belief. I am so... I can't... This game is the dumbest thing in the... I can't... This game... You know something? This freaking... Why? Why? Why the f*** did you do this? You had what's probably the most creative, ingeniously told mystery in the entire franchise up until this point, only for you to all of a sudden, like, it's all the pieces were there. The deception from the suicide and the murder. All the pieces that make it look like it could be one or the other. The setup, the backstory, the motive, Manomi's notebook.
This is the end. When we investigated Nagito's cottage, I discovered a notebook with a new Sami logo on it.
All the pieces were there. Only for it all to get thrown out the window because Nagito is lucky. Even when he's dead, he's pissing me off.
That's your notebook, right? The one Nagito stole from you.
I don't know.
Don't tell me. Is that where the traitor's true identity is written?
That's right! Since I knew something like this would happen, I made sure to bring it here today.
Oh, so sudden?
Give me that notebook!
Nagito was probably looking for that too, so that might be why he stole the notebook. But you wouldn't know who the traitor is just by reading this notebook. Of course, Nagito wouldn't know either. However, it's different for me.
You know?
It took me this long. I finally understand.
No, the truth is I might have already known the moment I found this notebook. It's just I wanted to turn my eyes from the truth it contained. But now I clearly know. I can't help but know.
First of all, this isn't Monomi's diary. Apparently she can't write.
Then the one who wrote this, it's...
Someone connected to Monomi. Meaning, it's not a mistake to think that the traitor wrote it.
If so, is this like a report that the traitor was sending to Monomi?
Is it evidence that they were observing our actions and reporting to Monomi?
But how would you know who the traitor is from that?
Because there's an entry written in here that only me and one other person would know.
And that is because it was all about the final dead room.
In the notebook, there was a specific entry.
Day 16. We've been in the funhouse for 3 days. Everyone's hungry and on edge. Hajime tried to go into the final dead room today. He's probably panicking because no one believes him.
There it is. It's true. I tried to go inside the final dead room, but the only one who knew that. That's right. The only person who knew that is Chiaki. That's why Chiaki is the only person who could have possibly written about this.
There must be some mistake. I mean, if Chiaki is the traitor, what was all that time we spent with her? Was that all a lie too?
Miss Sonia.
Chiaki is... She is being controlled by Monokuma. That is why we should help her.
I'm not satisfied either. I mean, if you were the traitor, there's no way you do something so stupid.
Now that you mention it, Chiaki immediately went to the card reader with her handbook.
She tested it out right away after being told it would only react to the traitor's handbook.
That doesn't make any sense. A traitor would be more cautious than that.
Chiaki probably knew the bomb was a fake. That's why she also knew Nagito's trap was a bluff.
She knew? That is a mistake! That must be a mistake! Why are you saying such things? Do you really want Chiaki to be the traitor?
Of course not.
I will not believe it! I refuse to believe Chiaki is a traitor! There is just no way!
I don't want to believe it either. I don't want to believe.
And nobody will be saved.
Oh, and we're still going. Oh my god. This moment could have had such an impact. It could have this should have been the most emotionally gripping scene in the entire game up until this point. The culmination of every free time event and the ultimate betrayal of everything we thought we knew about her. Only for it to all just be destroyed by the most pathetic motive I've ever seen.
Fake or not? The only person who knew it was a fake was me when I tried to detonate it.
No, that's not true. It's not. No, you told let me just, okay, let me make sure I'm not forgetting. Let me make sure I'm not misremembering this before I screw myself over. But I'm pretty sure you told me. Yeah, at the time, Monomi was apparently peeking the whole thing. Don't even try. Don't even try. You're gonna have to try a little harder than that, Sonya, because you're the one who explicitly told me yourself that you are not the only one who knew about this. Get rid of the no, just, okay. Interesting. Interesting that happened. I don't have the energy to be pissed off at the non-stop debate gimmicks because I'm just reeling from the fact that the writers actually thought that having, oh, lol, he's lucky, I guess, being the motive was a good idea.
That's not it. Sonya shouldn't have been the only one who knew it was a fake. Monomi was also there when you found out the bomb at the military base wasn't real. You said so yourself.
Is that true, Miss Sonia?
Chiaki heard about it from Monomi. That's why she knew the bomb was a fake.
Since I've been found out, I'll just confess. The reason I couldn't tell anyone I knew the bomb was a fake was because if I had said that, I would have had to explain how I heard about it from Monomi.
I did not want to hear that!
Oh, now what? At what point do you people realize that
Already. Please do not say another word. I do not want this anymore. I am so very tired. of doubting people.
You do realize that one of you has to be the traitor, no matter how much you don't want to accept that. And the fact that you've had to doubt people for the entire game should make you realize that this mindset is dumb to have. So why is the fact, like, the fact that I present all this evidence to you and you just go, lol, I don't want to stop believing in her, just stop it already.
And just because she knew the bomb was a fake does not mean we should decide she is the traitor.
That's not the only reason, Sonya. That's not that. How about we focus on the other aspects that I pointed out in chapter 2 about her personality that don't line up? How about we focus on those things? No?
Even if
Okay.
she knew the bomb was fake, that does not prove Chiaki is the traitor.
I have a lot more evidence.
That counts as evidence. I should be doubted too.
And I'm out of cuts, god damn it.
I also
Oh
knew the bomb
crap,
was
I
fake.
yay.
The traitor.
Oh, do I have to, I probably have to wait. Oh, okay, I get it now, okay, I have to wait to slice them both in one shot. Okay, there we go, now I get it. Okay, that's actually kind of creative. That's actually, you know what, points for that game. That's a creative way. Alright, I'll give some points there. That's a pretty creative, okay, never mind, I thought the game was frozen. That's a creative way to mix up the gameplay. You have to wait a little bit for them to for the statements to line up so you can get them both in one shot and, conserve some slices. That's a pretty creative twist.
Who knew that bomb was fake? That someone is Monokuma. Monokuma said so earlier, correct?
Yes.
Everything about this island.
I'm just gonna let this run out first so I don't have to waste any.
Chiaki.
Oh god, they're spinning constantly.
That it was fake beforehand.
Wait, no it wasn't. No it wasn't. Wait a minute, wait. Okay, fine. Okay, I have to go quickly. No, did you forget what Monokuma said?
Fake beforehand.
You're right. Monokuma probably knew the bomb was a fake. But Monokuma shouldn't have told anyone either.
That Monokuma may have just been lying.
No, he won't lie at times like this. You already know that.
Hajime, are you going to believe Monokuma over Chiaki?
That's not it.
It's just, even if Chiaki is the traitor, is it really okay to vote for her?
The alternative is that you all die, so what exactly would you have here?
That basically just means we have to believe in Nagito's luck.
That's not it.
Telling us to trust his luck? Are you telling us to entrust our lives to that bastard?
I'm telling you to trust my logic.
There's no way I can believe in Nagito.
I'm telling you that's not it. We shouldn't believe in Monokuma or Nagito. We have to believe in Chiaki.
Huh?
It doesn't matter who the traitor is. Even if Chiaki is the traitor, that's not the Chiaki I know. I believe in the Chiaki who's been with us this whole time. That Chiaki is saying she wants to protect us with her life. So the only thing we can do is believe her. If we don't, nobody's going to be saved.
Damn it.
Hey, can you listen to me a little? There's nothing to be sad about, you know? 'Cause this is different from what happened before. Unlike before, you guys don't have to stay alive by doubting someone. You guys can stay alive by believing in me.
Are you telling us to believe in you and sacrifice you? That is just too cruel.
I'm sorry.
Chiaki.
Monami, I'm sorry too. You're probably gonna get scolded by a lot of different people for this, but still, I want to protect everyone by any means. And I'm happy that I'm able to do that.
It's not up to me to decide whether that's right or wrong. However, I believe it's truly amazing that you were able to think like that. We could even call this a miracle.
Hey, what have you two been talking about? Everyone's jaws are dropping, you know?
No one's jaws are dropping, but my mind is not happy right now, that's for damn sure.
I know. It's voting time, right?
Hey, Chiaki.
You don't have to worry. Believe in me, and cast your vote.
God damn it!
Why did it end up like this?
I don't. I can't. Yeah, thanks for the coins. It's the final chapter. There's no island life. It doesn't matter. How do you take a chapter with the most intriguing setup, the best investigation, the best first trial, the logic, the reasoning, the evidence, all of it, and you just throw it out the window? Because your final logic for the motive is, oh no, I guess Nagito just got lucky. Who wrote this? You're right, it's not fair. I feel the same as everyone else. There's no way I can agree to this. Emptiness, loneliness, sadness. But most of all, I'm ashamed of my weakness. But even so, I have to move forward. If we believe in the person who's urging us forward, then we have to start walking. And believe, with as much hope as possible in what lies ahead. And so we must select Chiaki Nanami.
Even so.
God damn it. I almost don't even have the energy to do voices right now. So I'm just not gonna bother. Man, I'm pooped. Let's go ahead and announce the results. The traitor from the Future Foundation and Nagito Kamida's killer is Chiaki Nanami.
Damn it.
Are you serious it was correct? The fact that Chiaki was a traitor, the fact that Nagito's crime depended entirely on his luck. Everything was true.
Damn it.
Plus that means that he managed to pull it off.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, everyone. We're not celebrating at all. I'm certainly not celebrating. Let me ask you one more time. Are you really part of the Future Foundation? An agent of the organization that brought us to this island? Is that really your true identity?
Sorry I didn't tell you guys.
What?
That is...
I cannot believe it. Even though I do not want to believe it, there was no choice but to believe, right?
I'm sorry.
It would have been better if I could have said it sooner. I just couldn't say it no matter what. Because I can't betray the Future Foundation. Can't betray? Even if you want to fly, you can't, right? Even if you want to swim where you please, you can't, right? It's the same for me. Due to the nature of my existence, I will never be able to betray the Future Foundation. The heck? But in the end, you did something similar. What you did is no different than sharing your secret yourself. You're right.
Why?
Now's not the time to be laughing. But strangely enough, I don't have any regrets. In fact, I'm somewhat happy. I was able to think I wanted to protect everyone. That's why I feel proud of my actions. You're still saying things I don't get, but if we ask you anything, you're just not going to answer, right? Like if we ask why you were in the Future Foundation and stuff.
I'm sorry.
That is...
Even if you were a traitor, you never betrayed us. Chiaki, you will always be our friend, even now. We don't blame you for this, that's why you don't need to apologize.
Yeah.
So the traitor was revealed, and Chiaki lost. In the end, it all went according to Nagito's plan, huh? About that. Was that really Nagito's goal? Is it really okay to say he was trying to find the killer and eliminate them? If so, isn't it strange? Strange? I mean, we nearly lost, right? And if Chiaki hadn't said anything, we definitely would have lost. You raised a good point, that's exactly it. Even though Nagito said he would weed out the traitor, he never said he would kill the traitor.
Yes, indeed.
Congratulations, you successfully stopped Nagito's plan. I mean, Nagito's plan was to reveal the traitor, and kill everyone else besides the traitor. Kill everyone else besides the traitor? That was Nagito's goal? Oh, never mind, so it was just a sack of shit and oh wow, his character just gets worse and worse every time. It's okay. Of all the former plan, only the traitor would survive. Is he really that twisted? It's Nagito. He's perpetually twisted and not for any good reason. Okay, what? I mean, it's not just Nagito's fault. If the circumstances had been different, he probably wouldn't have taken things so far.
Chiaki.
You think so? I wonder where you got your personality from.
Perhaps.
Maybe our dad and our big brother, don't you think?
Hey, come on now.
Don't go talking about your family. I was suddenly ripping off Terror.
Lose.
Then I cannot lose to Chiaki. Just like Chiaki and everyone else, but even if I know it's a fight I cannot win, I must try to retaliate. Retaliate?
I will no longer let you do as you please.
Stupid! Stop! What are you doing?
I'd probably find this animation of Monokuma flailing his arms like a penguin hilarious if I wasn't pissed at the fact that Jacques can...
As they say, we shall die together.
She's self-destructed? What is going on? Monokuma, like, died. Yeah, I don't know what you thought that was going to accomplish. Monokuma is like the Warden Eternal. He's just ever omnipresent throughout the whole universe. Man, that surprised me. If only I didn't have a spare, I would have died. Not yet. I'm not done yet. Hey, what?
If I don't beat you, nobody can live in peace.
Stop it, I say! I'm sorry, I lose! Forgive me!
Hey! I won't forgive you. I won't let you.
Wait, are we gonna have to watch her self-destruct every single time? Not that much, just around 10 to the power of 60. What did you say?
What?
1 million. 1, 10, 100,000, 10,000, 1 million, billion, 1 trillion, quadrillion. Jump ahead, and then that's 10 to the 60th power. After all this, you're still joking around. You sure have quite the daring spirit. Except I'm not joking. What are you even saying anymore? Didn't you see that scene? While you're doing this, my clones are continuously and endlessly created in the Monokuma manufacturing facility. Okay, so shut down the machines and blow up the facility with one of the surely Nagito has okay. There's probably just self-destruct next to that giant crate. I checked them with my own hands. They're just plushies. Just bluff him. Minomi, finish him off. Even if it's a plushie, as long as you give him Monokuma's personality, it becomes a fully developed Monokuma. That doesn't change anything. Just self-destruct next to the crate. What did you say? There's no way that's possible. It's not even magic. Magic, huh? Could it be? Have you already obtained that much power? Hold on. If you bring a magic so suddenly, we're gonna get... Oh, great. I can't wait for this game to introduce the power of magic. Whoa. Unless you mean magic in the technological sense, we won't understand this at all. Magic in the technological sense. That is a real sentence that I just read. I don't care how you interpret it.
In the end, even if Monami risks her life or does whatever, it doesn't matter to my army of 10 to the power of 60 strong! There's no value in that life you're risking. So how about this? This overwhelming despair! Does it make you dizzy from excitement?
You realize that it's not hard to force a choke point to bottleneck all your forces inside that facility since they're all being generated at the same place. So just self-destruct in that inside there, and then anything that's left over can be picked off one at a time by Minomi.
What's this?
How many Minomis are left to challenge my army of 10 to the 60th? You don't have to say anything. I know. Let's see. You just have 10 more left, right? I know everything. I'm the conqueror of the new world. I won't give up even if I have no chance of winning. It's okay, Minomi.
Well,
It's not about giving up, you know. Let's believe in them. Let's believe in everyone and leave the rest to them. But
right?
Damn it.
what the hell's going on? I do not know for certain, but the only thing I can say is Monokuma is an enemy of the Future Foundation. Does that mean it's another organization that's our enemy besides the Future Foundation? We're in this situation because we're caught up in a dispute between these two organizations? Okay, that's it. Let's leave that talk for later. Because the punishment time is going to start. Hold on, just a little more time. To wait or not to wait, that is the question. But which will cause more despair? That's the real question. If you think about it, you'd know, right? There's no way I'd wait, but I haven't...
Sorry.
Regardless, there's nothing else I can say. I'm not allowed to say anything more than I already have. Not that,
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment. Special bleeding service.
Huh?
Why even Monami? It's just a 2-for-1 special. I could have killed that thing anytime I wanted since she's not a student, and also I don't need anybody that will defy me anymore. And also, I remember now. I'm an only child. What is that? It's okay, even if I'm here, I'll just be a burden anyway, and not just that. I've decided to believe in everyone. You guys, I'm sorry about so many things. I'm sorry for lying to you. I'm sorry I couldn't protect you to the very end. Just one last time, let me say something that makes me sound like a teacher.
To be a hero. You don't have to force yourself just to make people acknowledge you. When you do that, you end up blaming yourself, blaming other people, and feeling jealous of everyone. But still, it doesn't have to be like that. Even if people don't acknowledge you, you just have to be someone that you can be proud of. 'Cause you yourself are your biggest supporter. If you can learn to love yourself, that love will continue to support you for the rest of your life. Love, love.
Bye, everyone. It's okay. A shining future will always be waiting for you. It's true. It's absolutely true. 'Cause I know.
Bye-bye. Please don't forget about your teacher.
Fuck you, game.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment.
Like, this is a genuine response from me. Kindly f you. Actually, genuinely f you. Who wrote this? Who wrote this? Who would write this garbage? Somebody f***ing wrote this. Somebody actually fucking wrote this. Someone wrote in the script, alright, how do we get Nagito to trick the traitor into killing me? Oh, I know. He's lucky, so luck is the reason why. There, easy, done. I've done my job. Give me $1,000, please. Someone actually wrote this. Someone actually wrote this. What? Who? Oh, are we playing Space Invaders now? Oh, haha, clever. Oh, you're so funny. This is clever. Very, very clever game. Oh my god, dude. The thing is, if there was a really, really clever reason... Oh, look, Chiaki's actually smart enough to... Pac-Man. Pac-Man. You gotta be kidding me. They got a giant Pac-Man. They got a giant Pac-Man. Really, dude. Really, dude. Okay. She tried to run away and she hit a wall. What? You can't, you didn't, it. Excuse me 1 second. Tetris is dead to me. And let me make this perfectly clear in case someone wants to try to tell me otherwise in the comments. I don't care that it's Chiaki that died. It could have been anybody. It could have been Furihiko, Akane, Kazuichi, Sonya, anybody. Could have been any one of them. Any one of these people could have been the person who was the traitor. And it would be equally as dumb. It's pissing me off more because it was Chiaki, because obviously she was the only intelligent person in this game, and now I'm left with a gaggle of idiots who don't know what the hell they're doing. But putting that aside, I don't think you understand properly how dumb this is, because literally this entire case is predicated on luck, on random chance. The fact that he guaranteed that Chiaki would not only that not only someone would grab the poison, but that of all the people to grab it, it would be Chiaki. Who wrote this? Who wrote this? I'll put out something else. I'd like to remind you all of a little case called Turnabout Big Top, which is a case where the entire resolution of the mystery is dependent on luck, where the stupid cloak just happened to, by chance, snag onto the bus, which accidentally made it look like he was at the scene of the crime, flying away. That's abhorrent writing. That is terrible. So, if you've ever criticized that case before, rightfully so I should say, that's a terrible case. if you've ever criticized it before, then make sure you're applying that same standard to this game because it's equally as horrendously written. Good Christ, who wrote this? Even until the very end, I couldn't look away from Chiaki's final moments. Without realizing it, I had fallen to my knees. A feeling of powerlessness spread throughout my body. It's over. It just had to end. Before I could ask what I needed to ask, before I could say what I needed to say, Chiaki vanished before my eyes, and I couldn't even tell her thank you. If I'd said that, would she have been comforted a little? As she was executed as the traitor, would she have been comforted a little? I don't know. My chest just hurt.
Goodness gracious, that was such a big surprise! As for Chiaki, she regularly took on the role of point man during the class trials, as did Nagito too. And not only was she the traitor, she was Nagito's killer too! Oh well, don't worry about it. There won't be any more situations where you need to rely on them.
Wait, does that mean...
Now that the annoying rabbit is gone as well, all the obstacles that have been keeping us stuck on this island are completely gone!
Are you serious? We can really leave this island?
Yep! Congratulations! With this, I shall announce the end of this killing school trip. For you 5 who survived up till now, I shall give you the right to graduate. Thank you for all your hard work.
Are you really okay with that?
What do you mean?
There are still 2 days left. If you were acting like your usual self, you would be setting things up so another killing happens right away. You're right. Stop it, what are you saying? What if Mr. Monokuma changes his mind? Also, you said you 5 like you were emphasizing that part. Does the number of people matter more than the remaining time? That's why you're saying it's the end already, even though there are still 2 days left, right?
It matters that there are 5 people left?
Are you planning to make a volleyball team? Don't stay quiet, say something. What's your actual purpose? You're our enemy and an enemy of the Future Foundation, so what's your true identity?
If the Future Foundation is the world ender, then I will end the new world that the Future Foundation has created.
Huh?
No.
Well, you'll just have to look forward to the rest after the countdown ends. That timer has almost reached 0. If it reaches 0, everything will end. The Future Foundation's lame plan will be nothing but toilet bubbles.
Hey,
And when that time comes, you'll know everything. You'll see all of your questions answered in one go. And then, you guys will find out for yourselves just how messed up this new world is.
A new world? Don't go saying new shit all of a sudden.
Well, just think of the remaining 2 days until the countdown reaches 0 as a bonus. While you're at it, you should enjoy your life on this tropical island to the fullest. Because once you leave this island, your hopeless lives back home will be waiting for you.
Monokuma's boisterous laughter carried on for what felt like forever. Our questions, our worries, our sadness were simply ignored. The laughter just kept going forever. As for what we did afterwards, honestly, it doesn't matter at all. Well, since it looks like there's going to be a bit more to this chapter, beyond the class trial, I'm going to go ahead and call things off here. I'm not happy. I'm not happy at all. Because that chapter was, without a shadow of a doubt, the best thing. It should have been the best thing in the game. All the setup was there. The setup, the payoff, the evidence, the clues, the double fake out. It was all there. Everything it needed to be great was there. And they just threw it out the window because Nagito's lucky. I'm not happy with that at all. That's really dumb. That is really, really dumb. Alright, well, that'll be it for now. Tomorrow we'll start up, we'll continue this, and I'm assuming it'll lead, if it follows the structure of the first game, it'll lead into Deadly Life for Chapter 6, followed by Class Trial, and then the game will be over. And then hopefully we'll get some answers as to what the hell happened outside this island. But that'll be for now. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for next time to catch you all tomorrow for some more Danganronpa 2. Goodbye, Despair. Goodbye.